Oh yeah. Oh my God, Brittany, I can't even. I'm so excited to see your face. Hello. Feel free to unmute yourself. Oh yeah.
Okay.
I'm so excited that you're here.
Me too.
I'm gonna blow your mind.
I didn't expect any less.
And feel free, like at any time that I'm talking, just unmute yourself. And if you have any questions,
Okay.
I'm gonna just go through it, girl. Yeah. And I'm obviously I'm recording this for everybody that couldn't come tonight. So I will be talking to you, but I will also be talking to everyone out there. Awesome. I'm so excited. Okay. So thank you guys for being here for the Ambitchious Academy call. So Ambitchious Academy is literally, hold on, let me let some people in. Ambitchious Academy is pretty much the compilement, I don't even know if that's a word, but I'm making it up and here we are, I hope it is. The compilement of the last 25 years of my life, all wrapped into this perfect flagship. Oh my God, Jen Bailey, looking like a dime piece, honey. You guys look beautiful. Compilation, thank you, Kim. I like compiling. It sounds like compiling a big pile of shit. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. Jen, thanks for being here. Thank you, Kim. Thank you for helping me with my grammar and my verbiage today. I appreciate you so much. So pretty much, Ambitchious Academy is a compilation of the last 20 something years of my life. My deepest goal and desire is to fast track anyone who is truly willing to do the work. And Kim and I, she's here, Kim Fox, my online business manager and soul sister, we've been working together for over 15 years. So Kim knows that my deepest desire is to show up, to serve, to give people value, to educate them, and to obviously entertain them and help them in a short period of time go to the next level. You know, it took me a million years, well, probably because I've been reincarnated on this planet so many times, so it probably has been a million years, but it feels like a million years in this lifetime, where it took me, you know, I would say 20 years to get to this place in my life where I'm just like, okay, I am living my best life. I am healthy. I am abundant. I have the relationships that I desire. I am surrounded by loving, kind, supportive women. I have my non-negotiable spiritual practices. I have really serious, hardcore boundaries. My home, the home that I live in, the environment that I have, my businesses, they're all a compilation of my dreams over the last, you know, I'm 40 now, but I really started getting serious about this work when I was 20. And, you know, I talk about this a lot, like my whole entire life, I always felt like I was different, that I never belonged. I dealt with depression. I dealt with anxiety. And one of the biggest things about being an empath is like you feel everybody's shit, right? And I know how it feels to be helpless and hopeless and feel like there's no way out and feel so frustrated. And that's truly why I got into the coaching industry, because I'm like, okay, if I can change my life, and I can change the lives of others, what better purpose is there in the world? So obviously you guys know I've been doing this for a really long time, but Ambitchious Academy is going to be the #1 flagship program that I have ever
created.
And I want to just go through it to show you guys what we have come up with, where there's so many amazing surprises. There's no other academy, there's no other coaching, there's no other offering like this in the world. And I know because a lot of my friends are some of the top coaches in the world, and I watch what everybody does, and this is going to blow everything out of the water. Kim saying, and you didn't have accessibility to this kind of mentorship that you now offer virtually. Yeah, I mean, no one really did, right? So now going forward in Ambitchious Academy, it's going to be literally like having not only me in your corner, but a group of women from all across the globe who all desire the same exact thing, which is to put the excuses to bed, stop playing the victim, and get rid of as many fears as you can. Now, listen, we're human beings. There's never going to be a day that we wake up and we're like, oh my gosh, we're healed and we're totally fear-free. No, that's bullshit. And any coach or mentor or anybody out there that promises you that is a bullshit artist. Okay. But what I'm promising you is if you do come on this journey with us, you will go to levels that you never even thought possible. And even if you have worked with me in previous times or previous years, or you're working with me now, nothing that I've ever done in my life has compared to what we have created for you guys. Okay. So Jen says the inner work and healing continues until you die, right? And then who the hell knows what happens after we croak? I don't know. I mean, I'm waiting to see. I'm not too eager. I'm not too eager. I still have work to do, but yeah, I believe that. And anyone that says like, you're going to wake up one day and be healed is a charlatan or a snake oil salesman, or just literally the biggest bullshit artist in the world. Let's just be honest. Okay. So if you guys haven't already, there's a little book. It's called Ambitchious. It's the bitch Bible. Okay. God, it's so blasphemous. I know. Oh my gosh. Kim, you like the word croak? I know. I haven't used that one. That's like an old school, like my grandmother used to say shit like that. Yes, till you shuffle off your mortal coil. That's what I also like to say. So if you've read Ambitchious, you all know what being ambitious entails, right? So we have the 6 life makers and breakers. Everything is pretty much spelled out in the book, soup to nuts. But I think the problem is, and listen, I wrote a book, took me 3 years to write it. I launched it in a global pandemic. I don't know what crack I was smoking, but I did. And it ended up being the perfect time to launch it because that's when people really, 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 and I'm going to use the N word, needed it the most. They really, truly did. And I feel like this book is never going to get old. I feel like it's just going to age like a fine wine because all of the stuff in there is pretty much from Stoic philosophy all the way up until now, right? So every guru I've ever worked with, every book that I've ever read, every dark night of the soul that I've ever gone through in my life was put into that book and put into that book for a reason. But the problem is, and tell me I'm crazy if I'm barking up the wrong tree, but the problem is with a book is like you read the book and you're like, oh my God, that was so good. Katie is hilarious. Her dick jokes are on point. She's kind of a smart bitch. But then what happens is you read it, you close the book and you put it down and you walk away. And then what happens? You just go right back to hypnotic rhythm, right? Jen's like, it just in one ear and out the other. And so much of what I've done in the past, obviously, really rings true to Ambitchious the book, but I've never had everything and more compiled into one program. So I'm going to walk you through it. For those of you who have never read the book, when you sign up for Ambitchious Academy, you will get a signed copy of the book. So that's part of signing up for Ambitchious Academy, because I want that to be like your bitch Bible. I want it to be by your bedstand. And, we're going to go through every aspect of the book, but we're going to do it together, hand in hand. And you're going to obviously have an incredible community. You're going to have me walking you through this, being your biggest cheerleader. And that's another thing too, right? And Jen knows because she's in my protocol now and has been for a really long time. And I adore her. She's part of the bitchterhood. But honestly, like when you do this work, the best way to really achieve it, and tell me if I'm lying, Jen, is when you have other women with you doing the same thing, going through the same education, going through really hard times together, being each other's cheerleader, right? Jen saying the support system is amazing. It truly is. And I think that is what we as women, especially in this day and age, after everything that we've gone through in the last almost 2 years, that is what we're all lacking. We're lacking that support. We're lacking being able to like pick up a phone or DM someone like on the Mighty Networks Ambitchious app and being like, hey, I am struggling with this thing. And I saw you post that you're going through something very similar. Like, would you like to have coffee? Would you like to hop on a Zoom? Would you like to be an accountability partner? Right. And that's what's most important. And like Jen saying, the deep connection as well. Like, I know this sounds kind of like queefy, but I'm just going to say it. I don't even know if queefy is a word still, but here we are. I know this sounds kind of queefy, but like I always say, and I say this to Kim, I say this to so many of my girls in my program, like I am closer to you than I am to my own family. Like I see your faces and I speak to you guys more than I do my own like mom and dad and like siblings. I mean it. I'm hand to God. So I take what I do extremely seriously. And I know that my definiteness of purpose here on earth is to be this lighthouse and to help women know that there's more out there for them if they only use these tools, right? It's like when you're trying to build a house or you're trying to like, let's just say bang a nail on the wall. You're not going to use a screwdriver. You're going to use a hammer. And I feel like we as women, we were taught to always use the wrong tools, if no tools at all. So then we end up using like our Christian Louboutin pump to like bang the nail, right? Oh God, that just made my butthole pucker just thinking about it. And then what happens? Like 2 days later, the picture falls off the wall. And it's the same thing with what we're trying to do every day of our lives, right? We get up in the morning, we lay in bed, we're like, thank you, God, for another day. And then we roll out of bed and shit hits the fan, right? And when you're living an ambitious life, there is a blueprint, there is a rhyme, there is a reason, there is a method to my madness, because everything that I teach you throughout the 3-month program, everything that I teach you is not smoke that I'm blowing up your ass, and I'm not trying to keep y'all busy. It's because this is how I got to be the person that I was put here to be. And if I can do it with my background and where I came from and my past and all of my crazy trauma and all of my stories, anybody can have what I like to call an ambitious life, which is really just being like the head bitch in charge. Like you are in charge of all the things that you can control. And as you know, right now, especially, not a lot of things are in our control. Right? We can't control the government. We can't control what's going on with the pandemic. We can't control other people's fear. We can't control other people's shit that they're carrying around from relationship to relationship. We can't control anybody else, but we can control ourselves. We can control our thoughts, what we think. We can control what comes out of our mouths, and we can control our deeds, right? Thought, words, and deeds, it says in the Bible, creates your reality, right? And it's the same thing with ambitious. And I'm going to teach you how to do that, because I hate to say it, because my mama was no high priestess of a tribe and my dad was not a shaman. Okay. And I'm kind of betting a lot of you here can say the same, that that's also true for them. So no one sat us down when we were little girls and said, hey, you can live the life of your dreams if you only implement these things. And so everything that Ambitchious Academy is about is like all the shit they should have taught us as children, and all the shit that they should have taught us in grade school and middle school and high school and even college, but never did, right? In school, we were taught what? To memorize things and then spit them out and be able to write about them. And then you forget them, right? Like a fart in the wind, it's here and then it's gone. But with Ambitchious Academy, it's like going back to the school that you should have and we should have all gone to. And that's why the world is the way it is, because people have no self-esteem. They have no rules. They have no boundaries. People are people pleasers. They've had trauma. They don't know how to deal with it. And I think at the end of the day, we all think that we have all this time and we don't, right? Like, I hate to say this because, you know, I can get a little dark sometimes, but we're all going to die. So do you really on your deathbed want to lay in that deathbed and like look around you and see all of the ghosts of all of the things that you could have been? And I truly believe that that's hell. And I talk about it all the time. I think that the definition of hell is dying and then meeting the person you could have been. And I have chills saying this, so I know that this is right. Meeting the person you could have been if only you tried. Can you imagine? Just like close your eyes for a second and think about that. Think of the person that you desire to be deep, 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 deep in the core, in the crevice of your soul that you know you can be. Think of that woman. Think of that woman. She gets up. She has her non-negotiable spiritual practices every day. She has fierce boundaries. She is a master of her emotions. She is optimally healthy and high performance. And she has control over her physical body and her wellness. Her relationships, whether it is with her significant other or her children or her family or her friends or her colleagues or her coworkers or people in her community, are high vibrational and they are reciprocative. And then she lives in the home of her freaking dreams, something out of a magazine. And then to top it all off, she's a rich bitch. She has no limiting self-beliefs when it comes to money. She knows that there is more than enough to go around, and her bank account and her possessions and her material things in the third dimensional reality reflect who she is on the inside. Think of that person. So think of that person right now, get her in your mind. And now shift your mindset to laying in bed on your last day here on earth and meeting that woman that you could have been if only you had the tools, if only someone had taught you better. Just sit with that for a second. What does that feel like to know that you are only a couple of steps away from being that woman? All you need is a coach and a community of women around you to lift you up and show you a better way. It's that easy. Literally, it's that easy. And now open your eyes and just, well, how does that feel like? Feel free to unmute yourself if you want to. Jen goes, that was nauseating. I'm sorry, babe.
It's like an extremely is visceral the word for it.
Yeah.
I can like literally feel it sitting right here in my throat.
Yeah, absolutely. And when things are visceral, so think about, because I'm a Reiki master and a multidimensional healer, right? So every time someone says that was visceral, and then you say that was nauseating. So what that says to me is it started in your root chakra. So your root chakra, which is right under your belly button, right? It's the place where we as women, we're told to hide all of our shame and all of our not enoughness and all of our unworthiness, right? And all of the blame and I'm not good enough. I'm not beautiful enough. I'm not smart enough. I'm not thin enough. I'm not all the things. And then it starts to go up to our sacral chakra, which is right above our belly buttons, right? Where you feel that nauseous kind of feeling. And your sacral chakra is your sexual energy center. So then what happens is we are blocked root chakras, right? So we're not enough. We're not enough. The world is scary. The world is a scary place. Everyone's out to get me. And then it rises up into your sacral chakra, which is where we put all of our sexual energy. So then what happens is what? We start repeating all of our shit from childhood in our sexual relationships, right? With our significant others, whoever they may be. And then it rises up to right in your chest bone, right? Right in your breastplate, right? That's your solar plexus chakra. That's where your ego sits. That's the place of like, oh my God, I'm an imposter. They're going to find me out. Someone's going to find out that I'm not who I truly am. I can't do this. Who am I to do this? I'm not anybody. And then it goes into your heart where you can't accept love. And then what happens? You said, I can feel it right in my throat. So it always starts from the bottom up. It comes up, 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 up through your heart. Your heart's not healed. You're not getting the love that you want. And then it comes here. And then what happens here when we have a blocked throat chakra? We don't speak our truth. Right? We don't tell people how we really feel. We don't tell people in our lives who we love, what we truly desire. Right? I have these conversations with people all the time. They'll tell me this crazy story and I'll say, well, did you ask that person to sit down and tell them how you feel? And they look at me like I have fucking 10 heads. I'm like, okay. And like, you think this is going to resolve itself? How? Right? So when we have this wounding, and it causes these visceral reactions, that is like a sign that you need deeper healing. And listen, girl, I get it too. Every time I think I'm like over the hump and I'm like, oh, I'm healed. Hallelujah. Amen. And like the next day, God's like, oh, you're so cute. Whap, right? Like right upside the head with the next lesson. Brittany, how did that feel for you? Did you have a visceral reaction like Jen did, or was it different for you?
It was much different for me. And I only say that because I really try to be so intentional about it every single day.
Mm-hmm.
And I have been on that journey for a few years. And since I came across you and, I just really started just making things super intentional, it felt different because it almost felt like I could make a connection with that woman. So I feel like I'm like fingertips away.
The bridge is there. The bridge is there.
Yeah.
And by the way, I'm not going to stick up for Jen, but I know Jen very well. And like, she's done some really deep ass work. So I know that you're there and you're in the same boat as Brittany is, but we all feel things differently when you hear certain things, like I can listen to something inspirational, say like in a podcast or on YouTube, and like out of nowhere, I'll just be driving and I'll just start like sobbing. I'm like, where is this coming from? I don't even understand. And it just means like it's another layer of healing that needs to happen, right? So in Ambitchious Academy, when Kim and I were creating it, I said, I have this like craving. It's like so deep that I just desire in my inner child space in my heart, like to just have so much fun right now. Cause like, Lord knows we need it. And the last year and a half, especially the last year and a half, has not been fun for anybody. And I know a lot of people will say to me, I didn't mind the last year and a half because it like gave me this chance to slow down. And it gave me this chance to like really feel my shit and be like, what the actual fuck am I doing? Like I'm in not a good marriage, or I'm in the wrong, business, or I have to repair this broken thing with my mom or my family or whatever. So I'm not saying that like nothing good came from COVID, because a lot of really great things did. But I feel like one of the things that really was missing for me in the last year was like physical connection. I still tried to have a ton of events throughout the year, but it was like always like really super difficult because, I would put an event out there and like half the people were so excited and the other half of people were like shaming me, like, how could you do this? Like you're going to spread COVID and all this stuff. And I'm like, girl, I am like, honestly, I'm into a place in my life right now. And I know this sounds probably like not super responsible, but like, I don't even care if I got COVID, because I was to the point where it's just like, it meant more to me to be around people and be around people's energy and feel love than it is for me, like and I'm a healthy person, so I don't get sick. So like to lay in bed for a couple of days. And I know a lot of people got really sick with COVID, so I'm not diminishing their experience, but like, I was just like, I'm doing this. So the last couple of months, I've been really in a space where I'm like, if I could like take a virtual program, what would I want it to be like? And I said to Kim, we were, collaborating on it. And I said, I want to go back to school. And a lot of people are like, oh my God, I hated high school. I hated college. It sucked. But I'm talking about like the fun parts of high school and college, right? Like being able to like have study groups after school with your friends, right? And having lunch with your friends, and, getting help from, your TA, your teacher's assistant, and having like a professor or a teacher educate you. But obviously we were learning shit like that we didn't really need to know that much. So I want to bring like that aspect to Ambitchious Academy. So the whole entire 3-month program is going to be like a semester of school. And we are going to have classes and education. We're going to have pop quizzes. We are going to have teachers' assistants that are going to help me in facilitating all the education and the empowerment and the accountability and the help, which is going to be so freaking amazing. And we're also going to be having like study groups and like lunch groups where everybody can meet, have their lunch together, and just like shoot the shit, like, how we used to in high school and college. And then at the end, we're going to have what we're going to call Bitchapalooza. It's going to be a 3-day weekend in April. It's going to be at my studio. We're going to have the capacity to also do it virtually. Like if people can't fly or they can't leave their home for that long. But I'm really hoping to get as many people that do Ambitchious Academy to Bitchapalooza, because we're going to have an amazing graduation party. I have a house DJ coming in. We're going to have a pajama jammy jam dance party. And we're also going to do everything in Ambitchious, like in real life. So we are going to do all the meditations, the breath work. We are going to do inner child healing. We're going to do yoga together. We're going to do sound healing together. The whole weekend is going to be like a deep dive together. And then at the end, everyone graduates and they get their diploma, and it's going to be freaking amazing. And I know this, like, it sounds kind of campy and kitschy, but like, I just desire that right now. Like, I just want to be with my friends and be carefree and just like no fucks given, because we've all been giving all the fucks way too much in the last like year and a half. I mean, most of us have been giving fucks, including myself, our whole lives, but it's the fucks are just like overwhelming the last year and a half. Right. So what we're going to do is during Ambitchious Academy, we're going to break down the whole entire mindset of Ambitchious. So what are we going to experience during this? So I know I've already done a podcast about this, but I like this Zoom aspect because people can stop me, they can ask questions, you know? So the first thing that we're going to be doing is we are going to get everyone on a wellness and a health regime. Okay. So everyone is going to be on a meal plan. The meal plan is going to change every month. And it's going to be depending on your goals. So for example, if you are a person, you have 100 pounds that you want to release, you're going to stick with the first tier of that meal plan, because that's going to be really like a hardcore meal plan. We're going to get that weight off of you because, as you know, physical weight has nothing to do with a three-dimensional reality. Physical weight is on our bodies because of some emotional, traumatic, energetic, psychological tie. Okay. So we're going to have 3 different tiers. So the first tier of our meal plans and our exercise is going to be, okay, I desire to release, you know, this much weight. Then the middle part, so the second tier is going to be like, hey, I just really want to get healthy, maybe tone up. I don't have like a ton of weight to release, but you know, I could lose a couple pounds, right? And then the third tier is going to be like, hey, I'm healthy and I really love my body and I feel like I look good, but I just want to be healthier, right? I want to up my immune system. I want to have better digestion. I want to heal maybe some gut issues going on, right? And each one of those tiers will have their own supplements that go with it. Because I think a lot of people, you know, I get hundreds of emails, DMs and stuff a day. They're like, hey, what supplements should I be taking? And I'm like, it really depends on like where you're at in your health. You know, I mean, obviously it's like, I could say, okay, everybody needs to be on a really good multivitamin and a probiotic, right? But there's other people who maybe have hormonal issues that maybe need to heal their gut. Maybe they have skin issues. Maybe they're not sleeping well. I mean, there's such a plethora of those things. And that is where the education aspect of Ambitchious Academy really come in, because I am not the type, I have a master's degree in nutrition. Okay. I have worked with the most elite athletes, pageant girls, models in the world. And I'm telling you right now that everybody has different needs. Every freaking buddy. And if people say like one size fits all in anything, they're not good at what they do. Right. But my goal at the end of these 3 months is like, you're going to choose like what lifestyle portion works for you. And after you graduate Ambitchious Academy, we're going to have a program called Ambitchious Alumni for people who just like want that ongoing support. So there is like life after Ambitchious Academy. But I want someone to be able to say like, you know what, I felt like $1 million on like the second tier of this meal plan and this supplement regime and this workout regime. I'm going to use this as like, I call it like Pareto's principle, right? It's the 80-20 rule. So like 80% of the time I am on point. I'm eating like this. I'm working out. I'm drinking my water. I'm taking my supplements. And 20% of the time I can kind of have some cocktails, go eat some shit, you know, because listen, life is short. You deserve to enjoy yourself once in a while, right? But I want to make it so when you're eating healthy, it actually is just like, this is just what I do. It's not like I have to do this. It's like, this is my lifestyle. This is what I do. And not to mention, if your gut is not healthy, it affects your psychology. It affects your neurology. It affects how your synapses in your brain are firing. So many women will come to me and they'll say to me, you know, Katie, I have depression and I have anxiety. And I will say to them, what are you eating? And they'll look at me like, what the fuck do you mean? And then they'll tell me what they're eating. And I'm like, okay, you're eating GMOs, you're eating things with dye, you're eating things with trans fatty acid. You probably have a gluten intolerance. You probably have a dairy intolerance. You're probably eating way too many lectins, way too many oxalates, and way too many nightshades. And if you're like, well, I know Jen knows what this is because she's worked with me before, but if you're like watching this video and you're like, what is this bitch talking about? I'm going to walk you through all that and educate you. So don't get nervous about that. So obviously there's going to be a really serious like food, nutrition, supplementation, raising the immune system component, but there's also going to be an exercise component. So we have the most amazing yoga videos because I'm a huge proponent of yoga. And then we're going to have what I like to call primal movement workouts. Okay. And these primal movement workouts are going to change every month. So every month you're going to get 2 new yoga videos and 3 primal movement videos every month. So every month they're going to change. They're going to get a little bit more intense. They're going to get a little bit more challenging. So by the end of the 3 months, no matter where you are with your physical body, you're going to feel strong and toned and like you can take on the world. So that is going to change every month along with your meal plan and your supplement list. The next thing that's super important, obviously it's mindset is number one. I know we talked about health, so we kind of skipped a little further, but the second thing that is the most important is your non-negotiable spiritual practices. So we're creating these beautiful PDFs, but we're also creating these gorgeous videos that you can utilize at any time. So I'm going to teach you how to cord cut properly. Everybody should be doing it, but no one knows how to do it. And they forget, even if they know. Jen's like, I forget sometimes. I'm Katie Boyd and I created this and I forget sometimes too. I'm going to teach you how to cloak every day to protect yourself. Every night before you go to bed, you're going to do sound healing and some breath work. I'm a huge proponent of breath work and I'm a huge proponent of sound healing meditation. So every night before you go to bed, every month it will change. So month one, you'll have a breath work video and a sound healing video to get you into that nice dreamy sleep state every night before you go to bed. And then we're going to talk about creating the highest vision of yourself. And this isn't going to be a lonely thing. This is going to be a co-creation and a co-collaboration. And I'm going to be sharing a lot of, my stuff with you as well. Like Jen knows this about me. All the other girls that have already worked with me know, like, I am an open book and I just say it and I don't care what people think. Like a lot of coaches don't really do that. They were like, I'm the top and everyone's beneath me. And I'm like, I'm on your level, girl. I just maybe are a couple steps ahead of you. So I'm very open to all of my foibles and my downfalls. And I also like to share, what my highest vision and what my perfect day and what my core desired feelings truly are. And we're going to do all that stuff together. And then every month, we're going to have a different guided meditation. And that is going to be the meditation of the month. So like month one, which we start, our kickoff is January 3rd. So month one is like, okay, here is your daily meditation practice. This is part of your non-negotiables. This is your daytime meditation. And then you have your sound healing meditation before you go to bed. And we're also going to be talking a lot about crystals, because I'm telling you right now, I can't tell you how many people ask me every day about crystals. Right. I know Jen just bought like a bagillion crystals, which I was like, damn girl, you are killing it in the crystal game. I love crystals. A lot of people are like, oh, crystals are bullshit. And I'm like, you know what? Everything's bullshit. Everything's bullshit. Until you give something a job, it's bullshit. Right. So if you say like, hey, this black tourmaline that I put in my purse every day, this protects me from any low vibrational frequency energy. It's a freaking rock. Okay. It's a rock, but you gave it a job and you set intention energy into it. So now it is an animate object, and it does help. I don't care what anyone says. If you come to my home, Jen's been at my house before. I have crystals all outside. My whole home is gridded, and everybody that comes here is always, they never want to leave my house. They're like, I just love it here. Like, it's just so comfortable. I feel like so safe. And I'm like, yeah, because I work really hard on the energy of my home, the energy of my studio, and mostly, it's me because I set the intention there and I do a lot of Reiki to it, but a lot of it is crystals. So the second thing that we're going to get really deep into, as you know, is the feelings and emotions and the fierce boundaries, right? So we are going to go really deep into gratitude. A lot of people, they hear the word gratitude and it's kind of like, it's like a catchphrase, like, oh, I'm so grateful. And it's bullshit. I'm going to teach you guys how to really, really, really feel the gratitude, because the more gratitude you feel, the more God, universe, whatever you believe in, can send you. If you don't have gratitude and are not grateful already for what you already have, how can God or the universe send you more? It's a universal law, right? And we're going to get really deep into forgiveness, because I feel like forgiveness and acceptance are the two things where people have a really hard time, because they think by forgiving someone, it's like giving them a pass for what they've done. But what people don't realize, and I know a lot of you guys do understand this, but what people don't realize is when you don't forgive someone, it's like you taking poison, expecting that person to die. It's only hurting you. It's not hurting them. And the more forgiveness and the more acceptance we have in our spirit and in our energy field, I'm telling you, like the more beauty, the more joy, the more happiness can come into your world, right? So we're going to go really deep into forgiveness and acceptance. I'm going to make you guys seriously go through your no list, create it. Like, what do you stand for? What do you loathe? And what are the things that you keep doing over and over again just because you feel obligated to do? Because anytime you're doing anything that you know is like, oh my God, I hate doing this. I hate it, but it's like I have to because it's my stepmother or it's my husband or it's my this, my that. It's coming from a place of ego. A lot of people like, oh, really, Katie? I don't understand this. But it is because you're acting from a place of fear, and you're acting from a place of scarcity, and you're acting from a place of a people pleasing energy. And the problem is when we're people pleasers and we're not pleasing ourselves, that's when the balance of our lives become off. And that's when, a lot of people will say like, and we hear this all the time, especially if you're a mom, I'm just so tired. I'm just so fucking tired. And I'm like, you are not tired. You are weary. Your soul is exhausted because you have been doing things your whole life that you don't really want to fucking do because you don't want people not to like you. And that's a freaking problem, right? So we're going to get really deep into the no list. We're going to talk about what you are no longer available for. No one talks about this. Like when you say, and Kim and I have this joke all the time, like she says it to her little girls, like, I am not available. Mommy is not available for this any longer. And the girls like, listen, they're like, oh, okay. Mommy's not available for this any longer. And she was telling me about this the other day with the girls. And I was laughing because I was like, maybe this is like should work on everybody, not just children. Right. But what are you no longer available for? Because if you don't know the things that you are no longer available for at anyone's want, whim, or request, we're just going to do it. And then we're going to get ourselves right back to square one, right? And then when you're in that place, what happens? It breeds resentment. And no one likes resentment. When you're a resentful person, it just like creates so many more issues and so many more speed bumps along your journey, right? And I want to know what you love to do. I want to know what lights you up. I want to know the things that you have not done in a really long time because you think it's for children, or you think it's petty, or you think it's stupid, or you're like, oh, I used to do that when I was 8 years old. Those are the things that you should be doing every day. And it says in the Bible, to enter the kingdom of heaven, be like a little child. What it says in the Bible, and listen, I'm Catholic, but I'm also like super spiritual. Like I'm open to all of it. But because I was raised in the church, it's just very easy for me to like say these things because it really resonates with me. But people think, especially in the Catholic or Christian religion, that like heaven is like a place up here or hell is a place down there. But I don't actually believe that. I think that heaven and hell are here, and they are of our own choosing. And when we do things that make us feel like children, that are light and fun, that we can then experience heaven here on earth, right? I always say to my friends, when we're walking down the street and it's raining and there's a big puddle, what does everybody do now when we're older? Do we jump in the puddle, or do we walk around the puddle? But what did we used to do when we were kids? We'd see a puddle, we'd be like, oh shit, we're gonna jump in that motherfucker, right? And we would come at home, we'd be all muddy, and we would laugh, and we would have so much fun. We need to be the puddle jumpers. We can't be the walk arounders, right? And that's what really dissecting, like, what did I used to love to do before life got heavy? What did I used to like to do before I had all these fucking responsibilities? Because here's the deal, ladies, you can have that life again. You are not choosing to do those things, right? And creating your own personal mission statement, which I don't know if a lot of you have ever done with me, but I created my own personal mission statement this past summer, and it helped me so much. Because if you know why you're here, you know what your purpose is, you can move mountains. But if you don't know why you're here and you don't know what your purpose is here on earth, that's when you feel like you're, as we call it, in hypnotic rhythm. You wake up every day, you live the same day over and over again. That's insanity, right? And then, like I said, I already talked about this, but I just want to kind of go a little bit deeper with the education and everything that we're going to be offering with the health and wellness and high performance. So we're going to have, you know, our meal plans, our supplement list, our yoga videos, our exercise videos. We're going to have amazing recipes. We're going to have beautiful habit trackers. So you can, I'm a quantitative person. I like to measure success because it's really, you never like look at a picture of yourself. Like if you've ever, this is just an easy thing to talk about. I know it's super three-dimensional, but I'm just going to say it. You ever see like a picture of yourself, like when you had like weight on you, and then you like look at another picture of yourself when you like release the weight and you're just like, whoa, how did that person get from there to here? But if you had like a picture almost like that morphed every day into that next person, it would be so much easier to appreciate, like, wow, look at all the baby steps I had to take to get to this place, right? All the sacrifice, all the diligence, all the discipline, all the hard work. And I think habit trackers and accountability are the two main things that really take people to the next level. We're going to be doing our measurements, even though you guys know I don't care about three-dimensional bullshit. I really care about the way you feel. But again, I think people like numbers and they like to measure success. We're going to have like your after school program buddies, right? Like your accountability partners. It was funny because Victoria Duke was saying the other day, she's like, oh, are you going to give us, because she's going to be doing it with us, along with Candace Marino, who's a very famous Hollywood esthetician. She goes, are you going to be giving people like a list of the things that we have to buy, like at the grocery store and this thing and that thing? And I said, yeah. She goes, why don't you call it school supplies? Do you remember when you would go back to school and you would get your list of school supplies that you had to go get with your mom and stuff? Even though my mom was ghetto and she never got me school supplies, and she used to make me wrap all my books up with like paper bags. I was like, where are my Lisa Frank freaking things, bitch? Come on, like, come on, right? So she was like, why don't we call it school supplies? So you'll be getting your school supplies. And of course, we're going to be doing some really deep sleep education, because I think a lot of people have very poor sleep hygiene, and sleep is where you repair and restore. And sleep is truly, you know, along with fasting and along with, you know, not eating sugar and poisoning your body with junk, the only way to really achieve longevity and to actually create length in your telomeres, which has to do with your, and we'll talk about this at Ambitchious Academy, is to get your proper rest and hit that REM. You know, if you're waking up every second and like falling back to sleep, if you're having hormonal like sweats in the night, if you're peeing all night, like all those things, like maybe to you seem normal, but they're not healthy. So we're going to heal a lot of that stuff through our food and our exercise. And then the next thing is we're going to go really deep into relationships. So many of the people I coach, they reach out to me all the time and they're like, hey, I'm having this problem in my relationship. I'm having this problem in my relationship. I'm like, yeah, bitch, because you got no boundaries. Because you got no boundaries, ho. So we're going to put some really fierce boundaries up. And I'm not just going to teach you how to do that. I'm going to actually teach you how to enforce them. And then we're going to have ongoing support in that arena. And then, you know, if relationships are not working for you, how to cut out the toxic relationships without creating a fucking war in your life, right? Because I think that so many, hi Joe, I think so many people are so worried about like, oh my God, this person is such an asshole. They're so toxic. And I like, but they're like, you know, if I don't talk to this person anymore, it's going to shift a dynamic in my world. I'm going to teach you how to do it in a way where like nobody knows. Like nobody knows. There's not a big brouhaha. There's not a big falling out. There's not like a World War III. And then, you know, truly what to do when not everyone likes you. Because I know so many people are attracted to Ambitchious because they are people pleasers at heart. It's in their DNA, right? It's in the grooves in their brain. They just don't know how to not do it. And I really want to go deep on how you are going to handle yourself as a HBIC when not everybody likes you, because it's really, really hard, especially for empaths and especially for people pleasers, right? And how to really have ambitious relationships. And obviously you are going to have ambitious relationships with all of the women in this protocol. And then how to teach people how to treat you. Because I don't know about you, but no one taught me that when I was growing up, right? I had to learn it the hard way. And then the next life maker that we always talk about is environment. So we are going to have a whole entire Project Light. I don't know if you guys have read the book, but Project Light, we're going to have a whole Project Light going on over on the app. We are going to sell our shit. We are going to swap our shit. We are going to trade our shit. We are going to send our shit off to wherever the shit goes when no one wants it. Because the more shit we have in our homes that are clutter, that is, it's actually a law of it's a universal law. It's actually called the law of unuse. When you have things in your home that you do not use, and I'm not saying like you physically have to pick it up every day. Like it could be something in your home that's just beautiful. And like every time you look at it, it brings you joy. That is use, right? But if you have just like shit in your house, like clothes and junk that you're just like, oh, maybe I'll use it like in 2027. No, like throw it the fuck out. Because what happens is if we have all this stuff that we don't use, God is like, well, why am I going to send her more? She already has, like, she's already filled to the gills, right? That's right, Jen. We are blocking our blessings. And so many of us do it. So many of us do it. And when I first went on my first journey of my spiritual awakening, like the first layer of it, I got rid of everything I owned. I like started from scratch. And I didn't realize how much things from my past that I owned, even like clothes, like stupid purses, shoes, like shit, how much it holds physical energy of the past, right? You ever like go through your closet and like you look at a dress that like, oh, I remember that night where like I got in a fight with my boyfriend in the parking lot, and then like I threw up in my friend's car on the ride home, and then like I gave that random guy a hand job and like the car, like I'm not an angel, okay? We've all done it. And then I'm like, why do I still have this dress? It's like, get rid of it, right? So doing Project Light, so amazing. I'm going to teach you guys capsule wardrobing. So many people come to me, they're like, you always look so chic. You always look so put together. I'm like, yeah, how? Because I only have like 50 pieces of clothing that I just know that this is my style. And this is like what I'm trying to like, how I'm trying to show up. And then for me, everything else that I own, I rent it from Rent the Runway. It's like $149 a month. And you get like all these clothes. Like just last week, I went out to dinner with friends of mine in Kennybunk. And I had this like really cute, like sweatpant outfit on. And my friend Anne was like, oh my God, that's the cutest outfit. Like, where did you get it? And I'm like, Rent the Runway. She's like, oh, like how much? I don't know why she asked, but she's like, how much did you pay for it? I'm like, it's Rent the Runway. Like you don't buy the clothes. Like you wear it once and you put it in a bag and you swap it back. And she goes, oh, how, like, what is it worth? And I said, this sweatpant outfit is $900 just for a fucking sweatpant outfit. Like I would never spend $900 on a sweatpant outfit, but Cardi B or like Nicki Minaj would, like let them, right? But you just like know what you like to look like and how you like to look and how you desire to show up in the world. And then I teach you how to put all that together, which is so fun. And we're going to have some amazing guest stars coming on. And I call them stars because they're truly stars, like Candice Marino, like Victoria. We're going to have hairstylists come on. We're going to have like image consultants that are going to help us with all of the things that, you know, again, no one taught us. Unless you're sitting on fucking YouTube all day and you're watching, you know, tutorials on how to do the perfect winged eyeliner for a hooded eye. I mean, no one has time for that shit, right? So we're going to have all of these incredible people coming on to teach you proper skincare, hair care, how to do your makeup, style yourself. It's going to be absolutely incredible. And then, you know that I love to be a rich bitch because I was a broke bitch when I was growing up, and I've been broke and I've been rich. And I'll tell you one thing, having money's a little bit more fun, just a smidge. Okay. So I think that everyone, no matter who you are, what your education, what your background, where you came from, I don't care where, what, how, when, why, everybody who is ambitious deserves to have money and to be wealthy and to be abundant. And I think myself included, so many of us grew up with lack mindset, with poor money role models, people telling us like money doesn't grow on trees, there's not enough to go around. If you're wealthy, you're an asshole. If you're rich, you must have fucked somebody over, you must have stole. Like this is all the shit that I heard growing up. You know, I always tell the story like how, you know, I was in like Caldor and I just like wanted, you know, remember the little orange Tic Tacs? Remember Tic Tac? They were so fucking good. You'd put the whole thing in your mouth and you'd be like, oh my gosh, this is delicious. And I remember being around Yep. Jen knows. Jen already knows what I'm gonna say. I'm like, can I have those Tic Tacs? You know, they were like probably 99 cents or whatever. And I remember they were saying like, we can't afford that. So if you're told when you're like 6 or 7 years old that we can't afford a 90, oh girl, you're a girl after, you are so fucking Portuguese. I can't even handle you right now. I'm so done with you. So Joanne is actually from my hometown. We are literally sisters from another mister. It's insane. And we're both Portuguese and we both love orange Tic Tacs. And we were both told that we're puta savadas and we're broke and no one should have money. We should all just be like at church every day, like begging for God's forgiveness because we're such whores, right? That was like how I grew up too. But if you grew up hearing there's not enough, money doesn't grow on trees, all this shit, I don't care like where you're at now in your life, you have grooved patterns in your brains that say like, I shouldn't have more. I can afford all the orange Tic Tacs now. Yes, queen. Yes, I love it. Oh my God, I'm dead. But think about it, right? We've all had these very similar stories in our mind. And a lot of people, what happens is they get to a certain place with their money and then they self-sabotage, right? And everyone here, I don't care who you are and what your money story is, you are going to heal this by the end. And I am going to actually teach you how to manage your money, how to take your business to the next level. If you are an entrepreneur, I am going to teach you how to really use the law of attraction, okay, to manifest what you desire. We're going to create our ambitious abundance affirmations together. And it's just going to be like show and tell. It's going to be the best thing ever. And then we're going to go into some other really deep stuff, which is like, I call it the smorgasbord, right? It's like the after school program. And it is like how to level up and how to create a legacy. And if you're not from our area and you can't come to our goddess gatherings, even though I am going to be doing some virtual stuff as well in the new year, but my desire is I don't care where you live. I want you to be able to learn how to have goddess gatherings and how to mistress mind with other women. And my real desire, and I was saying this to Kim, I would like to have like chapters all over the country. So like ambitious chapters, like all over the country, almost like a sorority where I can like travel and like go and like check up on everybody's chapter of the Ambitchious, whether it's in Colorado or you're in Florida, or you're in California, or wherever. And because when I say like, this is a movement, I'm not just like using that word like it's cute. If you guys know me, you guys know that I'm a wordsmith and every word that comes out of my mouth is chosen very specifically to create and manifest what I desire and what I desire for my group of women. So I'm not just like saying this for shits and giggles, like this is something I truly desire and it will happen. It may take a year, but you know what? I'm an omnipotent, omnipresent being of light. So if it takes that long, whatever, I'll just deal with it, right? And creating your power posse, how to ask your power posse for help. Like the other night I was doing something, I was doing a healing session with someone and I called in before the healing session, I called in the power posse for this woman and she like sat straight up on the bed and she was like, that was like the dopest thing I've ever heard. Like, will you teach me how to do that? And I was like, what? You don't like call on your guardians and your angels and like your ancestors like help you out? She's like, I've never even heard of that before. And I was like, oh shit, girl, we got some work to do. Right, Jen? World domination. Absolutely. Absolutely. Next level shit right here. So we're going to really go deep into that. And then of course, we're going to have our Bitchapalooza. So graduation weekend for the first semester of the Ambitchious Academy is going to be April 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. So freaking excited. When you see what we have planned, you're going to shit a purple Twinkie. Like I'm telling you, this is going to be like the most fun you've probably had in a really long time. And I mean fun in like an old school way. Okay. Not like I'm going to the bar with my girls and I'm having like a wine Wednesday and I'm going to get white girl wasted. And then I'm going to come home and like, maybe like, you know, give my husband a blowjob or whatever you sick people do. I'm talking like real unadulterated fun. Brittany, if your husband's in the room, I am so sorry. I'm so sorry. She's like,
he's probably sad that he's not actually.
Let him watch the replay. He'll be like, I like this girl. I like this girl. But there is also going to be during our goddess gatherings, during Ambitchious Academy, there's going to be calls. So we're going to have a kickoff call on January 3rd, which is that Monday. And then we're going to have a group coaching call every month. And then we're going to have a pre-graduation call. And then in between, all of my TAs, my teacher's assistants, are going to be holding space daily. So it might be an after school special. It may be lunch break, right? It could be like detention if y'all have been naughty. I don't know. But there's going to be so much support. And the women who are going to be my TAs, I am choosing them because they have already, like, pretty much with flying colors gone through everything else that I have ever created. And they are the epitome of ambitious. And I feel like I've been doing this alone for a really long time. And I truly believe if we are going to go to the next level, it takes a village, right? It takes a village. And that's why I wanted other women to come on and also not only help me, help you, but I know obviously that they deeply desire to do this as well. So that is the whole program, soup to nuts. And obviously there's stuff that I'm not telling you because I want you to have some surprises, right? Like, remember when you were in class and you would have a spelling bee and then like the teacher would come and let you like pick candy out of her drawer? Like, I want to be that fun teacher that always had a good candy drawer. So I don't want to tell you all the stuff, but this is truly what we're going to be doing. And then as far as Bitchapalooza goes, that weekend, it's going to be a Friday evening, full day on Saturday, with a pajama jammy jam dance party, and then a half a day on Sunday. And then if anybody chooses to stay, we're going to have a VIP party at the Capitol Grill in Burlington, Massachusetts. A limo is going to come pick us up. Honey, like I said, I grew up broke and I like to be a bougie bitch now. Okay. So we have a private room, seafood tower. Oh my God, my nipples just got hard when you said those words. It's my favorite. Delicious, with that delicious mustard that you dip the crab meat in. Oh, I'm playing with myself under the table as we speak, let me tell you. So, so a limo is going to come pick us up, like a big party bus limo, maybe with a stripper pole. I don't know, I'm gonna find one. And then we are gonna have a private room at the Capitol Grill. And it's gonna be like just a VIP mistress minding dinner. I'm also gonna be available that whole entire week before and that whole entire week after. So if people are flying in early or they're staying kind of late, I'm going to be available for healing sessions and one-on-ones and all that good stuff as well. So that's going to be April 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. I also have these incredible food trucks coming for all of our meals. So there's like food trucks, like anything you can imagine. And then we're going to also have an alcohol truck for anyone that likes to get down and dirty with the booze. But I don't want anyone having to like leave the event and go get food. I want it to be like, okay, guys, we're breaking for lunch. Like the trucks are outside. They're in the parking lot. Get your food, like come upstairs. I'm going to have tables, chairs, like the whole 9 yards. And then, no, Kath, you're here, girl, just the right time. And don't worry, whatever you missed, we're going to share it. So don't worry. And then what we're also going to do is I have this incredible house DJ coming in, and we're going to have a pajama jammy jam. That's what I call it. If you're old like me, you know where that's from. Kid and Play House Party. Y'all remember Kid and Play House Party? Some of you are too young to remember this, but it was my favorite. And then if you know the dance, we can do the dance. The ain't gonna hurt nobody. Yes. And I'm so elderly. It's like not even funny, but whatever. I'm still cute. Who cares? So we're going to have a pajama jammy jam. Everybody's going to put on their best onesies, their best jammies. And it is just going to be a bunch of girls gone wild, jamming to fucking Montel Jordan and all kinds of good shit. And we are going to have drinks and we are going to fucking dance our asses off. Because when was the last time that you went to a school dance? I don't know, but I miss it. And there ain't going to be no boys there. So if anybody wants to slow dance with me, I will have them put Lady in Red on, and don't get too close because we have to leave room for the Holy Ghost. We have to leave room for the Holy Ghost. And Joe is laughing because it's like, that is the #1 Portuguese slow dance at all the festas. I'm just saying. Joe goes, if you're elderly, then I'm ancient. You know what's really funny? I know I'm 40, but I feel like, I swear to God, like I'm a baby grandma. Like I feel like I'm like 90. Like I actually like music from like 1925. Is that like so strange, or is it just me? I don't know. Brittany, wait till you meet Joanne in real life. She will have you rolling in more ways than one because this bitch is freaking hilarious. Actually, all of my girls are funny. Older music is amazing. The new shit is just like, it doesn't hit me straight. It doesn't hit me where I want to be hit. It just doesn't. It just doesn't. So that's going to be our graduation weekend. Okay. So let me get to the price point of this. So if you want to pay in full, it's going to be $2,444.44. You guys know I love fours because that is angel numbers. So pay in full is $2,444.44 for your 12-week program. Or if people are like, hey, I want to pay in installments, you can pay 3 installments of $899.99. So $899.99. Okay. Now, if there's any questions about any of the stuff I just talked about, it's totally cool. Ask away. The second thing is you're not going to be able to purchase Ambitchious Academy at any time you want. Because what is so cool about how Kim and I have created it is that everything is going to be ready at like a drop, like we're just going to hit a button and everything is going to go out to you. So you're not going to be waiting for stuff. So every month you'll get your email with all your PDFs, all your videos, your lists, your everything. Okay. So what we're going to do is right around Thanksgiving, we're going to have a 7-day open and close cart. So I'm going to say like, hey guys, you want Ambitchious Academy, get in there. Open cart starts on such and such a date. And we're going to actually choose the date by the end of this week. I'm just trying to work out some things. I'm so weird, but I'm working out things around my cycle. Because if you guys know me, like I do everything around my cycle. There's a really amazing book called In the Flow. If you haven't read it, read it. But it's like, you're not supposed to do certain things around like your period and stuff. So I have to like map out my cycle. I know I'm such a fucking OCD wench, whatever, deal with it. It's just who I am. Okay. Accept me and love me. But once I figure out like when my period is in the end of the month, I will have, probably like in 2 or 3 days, I will know. And so the opening cart, closed cart will be around my period. I know, whatever. And right, it's exactly, Jen, like no contracts during retrograde, no sales during when Katie is in a diaper. Okay. When I'm in a diaper, I can't handle it. Okay. I just can't handle it. So all of that will be told by the end of the week, but it's going to be around Thanksgiving. And space is limited. So there's not like come one, come all. Like once it's sold out, it's sold out. And we're only bringing on a very small amount of women per each semester. And we're launching this 3 times a year. Okay. So my goal is to launch January, February, March for a semester, take a break in April to do all the Bitchapalooza stuff and all that fun stuff. And then we'll do May, June, July. We'll take a month off in August. And then we'll launch again September, October, November, take December off. So that's what my plan of action is. But like I said, we'll have an open and closed cart. You guys will know before anybody else, because I'm going to tell you what to do in a second. But the best thing to do is if you are interested in this, go to my website and kbmfc.com and go to work with Katie. It says work with Katie. Okay. And then what you can do is just put in your information, even if like I know you, like I'm your homegirl, like we text each other, we talk dirty on the phone. I still want you to do this. Hi, it's me again. I want you still to do this because the thing that we have up on the website is actually putting everybody in like an email sequence so we can keep you guys like top of mind as we're launching. Okay. And any other things that come along the way. So go on to kbfc.com, then go to work with Katie and just put in your information there. Okay. So Kathleen is saying, will we get affiliate links for referrals? So Ambitchious Ambassadors is actually, the call is at 6:30 for Ambitchious Ambassadors Eastern Standard Time. So what Kathleen is actually talking about is I started this protocol. I have protocol in the brain. I started this program about 2 months ago. Kim and I started throwing this around. So if you are interested in that, get on that call at 6:30. If you can't make it, I'm going to post the call on our Mighty Networks Ambitchious app. But pretty much my deepest desire is I am so abundant that I and I'm so abundant, and I am also so grateful because I have all these women from all over the world who treat Ambitchious, the movement, as if it is their own, which thank you, Jesus. And I've been saying to Kim for a really long time, like, I want to be able to give back to these women who love Ambitchious as much as I do. And what we have come up with is, so obviously right now, the main thing that we are creating and selling is actually Ambitchious Academy, right? So everybody that comes on as Ambitchious ambassadors, their first sale will be to sell Ambitchious Academy, right? So if Ambitchious Academy is, and I'm going to talk about this on the call, but I'll just briefly go over it because I know you guys were asking. So if you sell spots for Ambitchious Academy, you're going to get a kickback. So say you sell between 1 and 10 spots, I'm going to give you 10% of your sales. If you sell between 10 and 20 spots, well, 11 and 20 spots, I'm going to give you 12% of sales. If you sell any more than 21 spots to 30 spots, I'm going to give you 15% of all the sales. And if you sell 31 to 40 spots and over, you get 20% of sales. So let's just say you sell, okay, I'm just throwing it out there, 10 Ambitchious Academies. That's $2,500, okay? Now, if you sell 40 Ambitchious Academies, where I've had girls do this before, you actually make $488 per sale. So do the math. You could make tens of thousands of dollars pretty much just telling everybody what you already know, which is Ambitchious has changed my life. This is who I was. This is who I am now. You got to get on this. Space is limited. And what's cool is Kim and I have created this whole program where if you're not really like sales or marketing savvy, which not everybody is, we have all the ways that you're going to post, how you're going to show up, and how you're going to market that. But you have to actually like audition to be an Ambitchious ambassador. We're not just having like any like Tom, Dick, and Harry be Ambitchious ambassador. So that calls at 6:30 at night. But think about that, like an extra $5,000 coming into your household just to do what you already do and talk about Ambitchious. Like I kind of think it's a no-brainer, right? So you will get, so what will happen is, Kathleen, because I know you were asking, when we have you guys become Ambitchious ambassadors, what will happen is like, so say Kathleen, you sell 5 Ambitchious Academy spots. All they have to do is put your name, like who referred you at checkout, and then we keep track of everything. And then at the end of the month, we cut you a check, big old fat, juicy check from Katie Boyd's bank account, which is also fat and juicy, by the way, because I am a rich bitch. Abundant and wealthy, baby. Kim says, just grab a friend or 2 or 10, do it with you. I mean, could you imagine like bringing on like actual cool friends? Like some of you guys do have cool friends, I'm sure. Not all of your friends suck, right? So could you imagine bringing on like a handful of cool friends and being paid to do this incredible academy with your friends? Like it's cool. Kathleen says, to be clear, all of you, I have 0 friends that desire to improve their life. They're in their 50s and hang in a bar. Oh, we don't like, you need to move to fucking New Hampshire, sister. I desire and plan to sell this at least 3, and I'm asking and I shall receive. Abso-freaking-lutely, and you shall be paid, honey. Okay. Does anybody have any questions about anything that I maybe didn't cover or anything like that? Jen saying all the cool kids are in Ambitchious. That is how my friends are as well, Kathleen. I know it sucks, man. It's like, I have friends like that too. You know, I love them. They're still talking about the same keg party from 1987, you know, how much fun they had that day when they were doing that keg stand, and then they puked in their father's Aries K that they got allowed to take out for the night. Like I have those, and I'm using the word friends like loosely, but friends, because my true friends are expanders. They are not contractors. You know, the people who I desire and I do surround myself with show me that I can be better and that I can be more, right? And I think a lot of people, as you all know, that we hang on to people in our lives that are friends because we don't want to be lonely. And we're actually blocking the right people to come into our lives by hanging around with those people, because those people are the equivalent of human dingleberries, just little toilet paper bowls with shit hanging off our butthole hair, just dangling there. And all you got to do is take a good shower, get a loofah, and scrub them clean. But you just won't. Joe said, my friend Tay loves you yesterday, and that was her first real experience of Katie Boyd, and she was hooked. Oh my gosh. Thank you guys all too for coming to the new moon goddess gathering last night. I saw so many new faces and it was just like so awesome. And Joe, I did see you had a friend with you in the room, and I was like, oh, it's so awesome. It's so awesome. Is tonight date night for Katie? You look amazing. Tell Matt to go out with you. Okay. So I'm actually on a 48-hour fast right now. I actually just did this for you guys because I wanted you to dream about me later. So there is no going out. I'll be drinking fucking water with salt in it tonight for dinner. By the way, I have Adidas track pants on underneath this. You just can't see it. So I'm not looking that snazzy. If you see me from the waist down, I keep it real. I keep it real. Okay. Does anybody have any questions? Feel free to come on if you want to ask, or you can type it in the chat. That's so fucked up. I know. You know what? People love me and they trust me because I am not a bullshit artist. I keep it real. Even when I'm mean, I know people are like, oh, she's such a bitch. She's so mean. It's like, yeah, it's called ambitious. It's not called fiddle your faddle and eat your ass like a cupcake protocol. I mean, last time I checked. Jen says, that's my daily work attire while remote. Workout pants and dress top. It's pretty, I mean, I think that we should make it mainstream. I think that it should grace like Paris Fashion Week next year. Britt says, I just want to make sure I understand, is Bitchapalooza separate from Ambitchious Academy? Yes, great question. So Bitchapalooza is separate than Ambitchious Academy. So Ambitchious Academy is the 12-week, the 3-month program. And then Bitchapalooza is extra, but you actually get a discount if you are in Ambitchious Academy. So what we're going to do is, because there's a 40 person maximum for Bitchapalooza. So what's going to happen is everybody who's in Ambitchious Academy gets first dibs on those 40 spots. And then if we're feeling nice, which you never know which way the wind blows, then I will open it to the general public. But I also, as everyone here knows, I am I vet people. I don't just like let anyone come to my shit. Jen knows, Joanne knows, Kim knows, Kathleen knows. Like I'm not letting any Tom, Dick, and Harry come to my events. So I also am huge on protecting the energy of my programs and also the energy of my events. So I will be vetting people. So yeah, so Ambitchious Academy and Bitchapalooza are separate. So when we do, thank you, Joe. I do fiercely protect the vibe. I do. So for Ambitchious Academy students, it's $1,444.44 for the entire weekend. Okay. For Bitchapalooza, it's 3 days. And then if you end up staying and you want to do the VIP dinner at the Capitol, that's going to be an extra price. But right now I'm working with the general manager over at Capitol to get the room, to get the limo, and then I'll give an extra price point for anybody that wants to do that. But it is separate. And then anyone that did not do Ambitchious Academy, they actually are going to pay more for the event because they didn't do Ambitchious Academy. But hopefully, fingers crossed, my intention is just to have everyone there from the Academy and then, rock out with our cock out and jam out with our clams out. But that's a really great question. Thank you so much for asking that, because I would have totally forgot. Okay. Yes. And the jacket is very important. I had the jacket on the other night when I was with Victoria on Instagram, but you didn't see like the sides and stuff. So the jacket is like a fucking fly ass, like the satin varsity jacket. And it says HBIC on the chest. And then on the back, it says Ambitchious. It's fucking fly. It is so fly. Oh, yes. So Kim is saying, you should price. Yes. So what's going to happen is, thank you, Kim, for saying that to me. She's direct messaging me. So what we're going to do is when you sign up for Ambitchious Academy, we're going to have like a combo value meal, one payment. Okay, so you'll be able to pay in installments for both Ambitchious Academy and Bitchapalooza. We want to make it as affordable as we can, but the amount of what we're giving, like and even my husband was like, Jesus Christ, Katie, what are you doing? And I was like, honestly, this is how I'm showing up. I know that I could charge like $10,000 for this, but I want as many people as I can to be able to afford this, but also know, like, when you pay for something like in this way, you appreciate it so much fucking more, because you're like, I just paid all this money to do this. Like, I am doing this. I always tell people don't pay attention to what they don't pay for. And I love to do free shit for people. Like, like last night I showed up like 2 hours straight, right, guys? 2 hours straight. We had an esthetician doing skincare stuff. Then we had, goddess gathering. Like, I could make thousands of dollars on that if I wanted to, but I'm just like, I just feel like being a nice bitch and giving back. But you know me, when I want to get paid, I'll get paid. Kim goes, I can't wait to meet people in real life. I know, this sucks. I hate Kim's living right now in Jacksonville, Florida, and it's not making me happy. Kathleen goes, I'm literally manifesting this money coming to me from donations for the service that I'm giving for free, but accept donations. Yes, girl, you are doing God's work, honey, and you deserve it all and more and more. Okay. I love you guys. I love you guys. Now, Brittany, I know that I have a one-on-one with you, which is really exciting, to talk about mentorship, because I have one more spot for mentorship. But you might want to do Ambitchious Academy and not mentorship. So we'll talk about that, because I'm shutting down mentorship after this next spot is filled for the rest of 2021. But if anybody has any other questions, feel free to DM me on the app, on the Ambitchious app, or you can also ask the question like on the wall, wherever feels comfortable for you. Oh, Kathleen, thank you. Kathleen's saying, I can't say enough about mentorship. It's a game changer. Yeah, because I'm a really smart bitch. And like, I always tell my husband, and my husband will, like, sometimes he'll be walking in the back, and like, if I'm doing mentorship at home, he'll like walk through and he'll be like, you just gave that woman like a $10 million idea. I'm like, I know, but I'm never going to fucking do it. So why am I not going to give this person the idea? Right? Like, I can only do so much. And mentorship is literally next level. So if you're like, I have to work on this one thing, mentorship it really is a freaking game changer. It really is. But Ambitchious Academy is also going to be a game changer. The other thing I wanted to talk to you guys about, if you are in the 5D protocol, and I know some of you are, some of you aren't, some of you are going to watch this after we post it. So for anybody here who's on the 5D protocol, if you are in a contract, so I know some of your memberships are contractual, meaning like you sign a year agreement and then it goes month to month until you cancel. If you're in a contract and you're like, you know what, I loved 5D, it did me well, but I really would like to shift into this. What I will do is just reach out to me or reach out to Kim. You can inbox us. You can email us at hello@kbmfc.com, and just let me know that you desire to switch your membership from 5D to the Academy. Okay. And I will like get you out of the contract, and I will get you signed up for this 12-week program. Now, what happens after Ambitchious Academy? Because I'm always thinking ahead, because it's just how my brain works. We're going to have what we call Ambitchious alumni. And I'm not going to go too much into that today, because that's just a whole other amazing, like what we've created is going to be insane. But that's really for someone who's like, I would love and desire this ongoing support from this team of women. That's what Ambitchious alumni is going to be. And then, not to get too far ahead of myself, but we're also going to be having our own Ambitchious coaching academy, where I'm actually going to be training coaches underneath me to coach other Ambitchious. Yeah. So like, if women who maybe can't afford my price point, which I know is, I'm like a Birkin bag, like I'm not dumb. Like I know what's up. Okay. I want to actually coach other women to coach just like me, so that, because so many people have a gift of coaching, they just don't have the right person to help them. And so what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing a week-long coaching academy here in New Hampshire. And it is going to be 7 days. It's going to be fucking intense. It's going to be like early morning till like late at night. And then at the end where everyone's going to get their certificates and we're going to have a big old party and it's going to be amazing. But that's going to be more to the middle part of the year. Because my desire is to truly take Ambitchious Academy like to levels that we've never experienced. And I also know that I have so many incredible women that work with me who have a knack for coaching or who already are coaches, but maybe just aren't seeing the rubber meet the road yet in their coaching lives, their coaching careers. And I'm going to be the one that helps you go to that next level. So there's some really cool shit coming down the pretty pink pipeline for Ambitchious and for all of us. So stay tuned. This is like super, super, super. Yeah. Kim's like so excited for everyone hopping on this rocket ship. I know it's about to take off. And if you're on the app, you feel the energy, right? Joe had posted that the other day. Like you just feel the energy shifting right now. And I'm telling you, like, being part of this community has changed my life forever. And I know like I created it, but you all keep showing up, you keep supporting each other, you keep posting, you keep doing the work. And like, I thank you from the bottom of my little black heart for it, truly. And women are so powerful and it's like next level. Once an academy is done, will that still keep us in the sisterhood? Yes. So we're going to have like a part of the app where everyone can just be in community with each other. Cause that's another one of my dreams, right? Like, I don't want people just to do something and then ghost. Like if you guys have been around with me for a really long time and you've experienced, say like A28P, when we first started Ambitchious 28 protocol, how many people do you know were like, I'm all about the sisterhood. I'm all about the sisterhood. And then where are they? Where are they? Right. And then they wonder why their lives suck. I'm like, you're not going to blame me, bitch. You're the one that ghosted. Like, and you know me, like, I'm not a dangler. Like, I'm not going to be like, why are you not part of the sisterhood anymore? It's like, you know, sometimes it's like the trash takes itself out and I just allow it. And the people who are still here, the ones that actually really truly desire this are here, you know? So yes, of course it will keep you in the sisterhood. Oh, thank you, Joe. You know, I had a rough summer, hurting myself and going through all of my fertility stuff. And I feel like, I don't know what has happened. Maybe it's just not that I'm in pain anymore. Maybe that's what happened. But I just feel like this renewed sense of excitement just for life. I really, 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 really do. Like 100%. Kathleen's saying my life is so different from last year, way different. And that makes me so happy. Like, and that's why I'm here, you know, to be that beacon, to be that lighthouse, and to be, you know, in your corner, all of you. Joe says your arrow has been released, Boo. Absolutely. I feel that like with every fiber of my being. Okay. So 6:30, we have our ambassador call, which is so exciting. So if you're going to meet me back over here, I think there's a different link for the ambassador call than there is for this call because you had to register for it. If anybody has any problems registering for it, just let us know. Yeah, Kim is saying yes, there is. Yes, because I saw it in the back end of my Zoom where it's like there are two different calls. So if you want to hop on, awesome. If not, no big deal. I will record it and we will put it up on the app. But in the meantime, if anybody has any questions, do not hesitate to inbox me. Do not hesitate to ask. And by the end of the week, Kim and I will have the open and closed cart launch dates and all that good stuff. Joe says, oh, shoot, I don't think I registered. Is it too late? No, it's not too late. If you just go on the Mighty Networks app, the registration will be right there at the top. You know, where you go on the app and it has all the stuff on the top, it'll be either there or it'll be in the first couple scrolls on the main page. Okay. All right. I will see you guys soon. I love you all. And thank you for taking time out of your busy lives to listen to me babble. But I think, I think there was some good little golden nuggets in here, I love you guys. Have an amazing night. And maybe I'll see you in a couple minutes. Love you. Bye. Oh, Kim is tagging you, Joe. Peace out, homies.